How you doing, everyone? Scott here, and I'm back with the third and final instalment of my Q&A session. So I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for leaving these questions. I've really enjoyed answering them. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching me answer them, and I'm just going to crack on with the last few questions. So the first question comes from Vinylizer, and his first question is, worst band? This was really hard. But a band that always sticks out in my mind that I hate, and I always hate their music when they come on the radio, is The Jam. Just can't stand The Jam. Can't stand Paul Weller. I think if he smiled, his face would just split in half. It's just the type of music I just cannot connect with at all. So, worst band maybe The Jam. Worst song. God, there's a lot of bad songs out there. But the one that sticks out to me just now is actually a new release, and it's from Sting and Shaggy. It plays on the radio at least every 24 minutes, and it's horrendous. It's the strangest pairing I've ever heard. And yeah, so right now that is my worst song. Next one is worst concert you've been to. I've not really been to a bad concert, if I'm going to be honest. I think the worst one would actually be the first rock concert I went to, and it wasn't bad. I just didn't really like the band. I kind of went last minute, but I'll get into that because that's a lot of people's questions. So I'll answer that question in a bit. Number 4, worst album. You're very negative, John. Worst album. Do you know what? I'm actually going to go for a band that I absolutely love, which is Motley Crue. And I'm going to actually just pick their worst album, which is easily for me Generation Swine. It absolutely sucks ass. For being a band that I really, really love, I cannot stand that album. It's so weird. Some of the songs are really, really bad. The lyrics are cringeworthy. So I'm going to pick that for my worst album. Although there probably is worse albums out there, but that's the one that's jumping to me right now. And number 5, the thing that annoys you most in the world. The news. Because it's 99% bullshit. So I'm going to go for the news. So thank you, John, for your questions. Next up we have Dude1973. How you doing, Chris? And his question is, where do you record your videos? I record my videos in my bedroom. This is my bed right here. It's where the magic happens. It's like I'm doing a episode of Cribs. Because he asks, is it an office, bedroom, living room? Do you use your phone, laptop, or video camera to record? I just use my iPhone. I've got an iPhone 7, so I've actually not got a unit here. This is just empty space, but I pile things up and then put my camera on top of it, so it's not sitting down here. So that's how I record. Just flip my phone, and I've actually got a flip case on it, so I actually flip the case over and sit a wee weight on top of it, so it holds it in place. So there's not actually a unit here. How about a room tour? Don't think I've seen you do one. I would do a room tour if I had an actual room to myself, but right now I don't. We're actually in the process of talking about moving house because we need a bit more space, and because right now I've only got a music corner. I've only kind of got this corner here. I've got my CDs up here, I've got my turntable down here, and I've got records everywhere. I've got them in like storage boxes and stuff, so it's not ideal, but we have been looking at houses, and it was quite funny because we'll be a year married in August, and everybody says, oh, when are you going to have kids? And we're just like, well, we're not really bothered for having kids. And that's always kind of been the case. We weren't really planning on having a family. So we spoke about moving, and then all of a sudden the subject came up again, and Debbie just said, well, it's either kids' room or man cave. I think I'll pick a man cave. So that was that decision made, man cave. So in my new house, I will have a full room to myself. I will get it done up the way I want, and only then will I do a full room tour. So that is the answer to that. So thank you, Chris. Next up we have DJ High Noon. How you doing? And he says, first off, brother, how the hell are you doing? With all that has been going on with you, are things good? I just want to know you are doing well. I'm doing awesome. Not a hitch. Pacemaker's ticking away, heart pumping like a warrior. So all good. So is your first question is last purchase of a band that your wife said, really, that one? That's nearly every purchase I make. I'm forever getting records through the door, and open them, and Debbie's just like, what is that? So the last one was, it's actually a record I'm going to show in my next update. I've not bought a whole load of stuff in the last few weeks, so I've kind of just been accumulating stuff to make an update video, but I will mention that record in my next update video, so stay tuned for that one. 3 records, CDs you've been spinning the most this past month. Well, number 1 would be actually a VCLT CD I got from Ron Haggerty, and that was Soraya, self-titled debut. Absolutely brilliant CD. I don't know if I tried to sum it up to some people, it didn't really come out properly, but I kind of see them as a female-fronted Bon Jovi stroke Fleetwood Mac hair metal. Now, if that's not up your street, I don't know what will be. But yeah, it's an absolutely amazing CD. Very thankful to Ron for sending it to me because I'd never heard it before, so that's been in the car a lot. What else I've been listening to? I've been listening to a bit of Arch Enemy's latest release from last year? No, last year. What else? I can't really remember. Countdown to Extinction, Megadeth. I've been listening to that. I've been listening to some Iced Earth horror show. Because actually, I read this question and I was supposed to put stuff aside to show you, but I put them all back by mistake. So yeah, so they're kind of the stuff I've been listening to recently. Next one is, how is the art coming? Haven't seen anything recently. I've not actually done any drawing, any art for a while. I was actually thinking about that yesterday. I really need to just sit down and make a bit of time and start drawing again. And because I'd love to show you my stuff. I know I showed you some stuff. I think it was was it Farley's 1,000 subs contest entry. I showed some of my artwork and I really enjoy it, and I'm going to make a point of getting more done. So hopefully I'll have some stuff to show you soon. And finally, a record you have that has a personal connection to you. I love a good story. Could be it's a certain pressing, or the music means something, or you took out 15 other chaps to get it. Whatever. Looking forward to this. I really wanted to answer this with a really good in-depth answer, but I can't, because I don't really have a record that's got a really good personal connection to me. I'm pretty much dead inside. I can't really think, honestly. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the first CD I received from my mum, which was Bon Jovi Crossroads, which I've mentioned before. But everything else, I've just kind of, it's not really got a personal connection to me, because, I mean, the thing is, I collect mostly metal and rock, and it's not, I mean, well, it is emotional. I suppose some of it is emotional, but it doesn't really have a personal connection. I don't have a record that my wife's given me, or it means a lot to me and my family, or reminds me of a certain time. I've just not got any of those kind of stories. I think I've just got like a heart of pure solid coal. But no, I mean that's it. I think if I went by songs, my wife actually surprised me when we got married. We decided on our first dance was going to be Ed Sheeran, the song "Perfect," which came out last year, I think. And I wasn't really too bothered. I kind of thought, because we didn't really have a song, because we've got such different musical tastes anyway. We didn't have our song. We don't have one of them. So I just said, look, you just pick a song and that's fine. I will dance my heart away to that. And then she actually surprised me. On our wedding day, we got up for the first dance. I thought Ed Sheeran was coming on, and it was actually Motley Crue's "Without You." So that kind of means a lot to me. Although it's not one of my favourite Motley Crue ballads, it means a lot now because that was our first dance, and it was a complete surprise. At the time, I thought the guy had put the wrong song on, and I was kind of standing there like, and she's like, no, this is meant to be on. So I suppose that song would mean something to me. So thank you for your questions. Next up we have Christian Luna, and his first question is, and this is a lot, in fact it's going to answer a lot of people's questions because I think 3 or 4 people asked this question. First concert, what band and what age? So I was kind of late to the party with going to gigs, but my first concert was actually a jazz concert, and I went with the school. We went with our music class when I was about 15, and it was to a jazz concert by Wynton Marsalis. So if you've not heard of him, he's like a renowned trumpeter and all this kind of stuff. So our full class went to, well, I think it was the Usher Hall, a venue in Edinburgh, and Wynton Marsalis was doing a concert there, so we all went along to that. So it was a jazz concert. And rock band, it would be, this is the band I didn't really, it was kind of a last minute thing. It was the Datsuns. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Datsuns, but I think they're an English band. But it was kind of last minute. Somebody pulled out, so I think like that day I agreed to go. I didn't really enjoy it. I don't really like the Datsuns, but that was probably my first gig. And Christian also asks, what's your favourite movie? Now, I used to be a real movie buff. In my mid to late teens, maybe early 20s, I had hundreds of DVDs. And right now I'm just I'm not into movies anymore. I mean, I do watch them. I watch all the new releases, but I don't delve into older stuff. I mean, I've seen all the Scarface, Goodfellas. I mean, Goodfellas is probably one of my favourite films. I don't really have a standout favourite movie, although there are movies I have to watch every year, and that is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They are just outstanding movies, and I know some people just don't get them, and I get that, because when they first came out I was not interested at all in seeing Lord of the Rings. I thought, yeah, elves, pixies, whatever. It just wasn't really my thing. But me and one of my ex-girlfriends, we went to see the first Lord of the Rings, and I thought it was absolutely killer, and I couldn't wait for the second one to come out. So I love those 3 movies, absolutely love them. So I'd probably pick that trilogy as my favourite movies of all time. So thank you, Christian, for your questions. Next up is from Cloudy, and he asks, how many skulls are on your wallpaper exactly? I lost count. I got up to, 12? No, 13. Got up to 13, and I lost count. And then I took my socks off, and then that got me up to 26, and after that I just lost count again. So sorry, I tried, but I just couldn't count. But how about I do this, and you have a brief count. There you go. Anyway, the second question was CD or vinyl. Is there a band or style of music you would buy on CD rather than vinyl, or vice versa, or does it not matter at all? I think it does matter actually. Well, does it? It does, because I've got some bands I've got a lot of CDs and no vinyl, and I've got some bands I've got loads of vinyl and absolutely no CDs. So, for example, I've got a lot of Stryper on vinyl, and I have no Stryper on CD. So if I was going out to buy a Stryper album, I would definitely buy it on vinyl, because there's no point in having, say, 6 albums on vinyl and then 1 on CD. I would just keep collecting on vinyl. Yeah, so it really does matter to me. I'm trying to think if I've got any on CD. I've got a lot of Children of Bodom on CD. I don't have any on vinyl. And if I was to buy anything else, I probably would buy more other stuff on CD. And then I've got some bands that I buy both. Ozzy Osbourne, I have all his studio albums on CD, and I would love to have all his studio albums, well, maybe not all of them, most of them on vinyl. So yeah, in a way it does matter, and it does kind of affect the way I buy albums. So good question. Thank you very much, Andy, for that. Next up was from Panix 1960, Rob Boston. Thanks for your question. And that question was, who was the first band that you ever saw live in concert? Obviously that was Wynton Marsalis, jazz trumpeter, and the Datsuns. So thank you very much for your question, Rob. And we're on to the last question. I think I'll have a quick check through these, but I think this is the last question. And it's from Chris What Lurks on Channel X. So thank you for your question, Chris. And his question is, it's a deep one. Do you have any more of that wallpaper? No, because do I? No, I don't. But if I did, I would send it in some VCLT for you. But sadly, I don't. So that is the end, I think. I'm just going to quickly flick through these questions to make sure I've not missed any. And I don't think I have. I think I have actually. Wait. Oh, right. We've got one from. Sorry, they've just like kind of completely changed order. So we've got one from AOR Rocks Magnus, and he asks, "What is your top 5 grails or wants at the moment?" I've still not put together a new grail list because I've picked up a lot of stuff over the last couple of months. Ones that stand out: Motley Crue, self-titled, on vinyl. That is going to be a really hard one to get. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, original vinyl. Another one would be Pantera Power Metal from 1988. Would love to have that on vinyl. I'm trying to think. There's just so many. But no, I mean that'd be my top 3 just now anyway. Off the top of my head, that's my top 3. So thank you, Magnus, for your question. Next one is from Robbie Garcia. Cheers for your question, Robbie. And he says, since I'm an AOR melodic rock fan, I wanted to ask you, what are your favourite top 5 records of all time within that genre? I don't actually know, because I don't listen to a whole lot of AOR, to be honest. I am getting more into it, but let me think. I listen to a lot of kind of Swedish stuff, like Heat, like Heat. They're a great band, especially maybe not their new release. I'm not clicked with that yet, but their album before that, Tearing Down the Walls, was an excellent album, and the album before that, Address the Nation, was an absolutely brilliant album as well. So yeah, their 2 albums I absolutely love. There's another band called The Magnificent. who's fronted by, I can't remember his name, but he's also in a band called Circus Maximus, and The Magnificent is kind of his side project, and that is an absolutely awesome album as well. I think it's self-titled, and so if you're into AOR, definitely check out those albums. Top 5, I mean, you've got Fastway kind of turned AOR, Prophet, they're kind of albums I've picked up recently, so hopefully that answers your question. But again, I'm not really completely familiar with a lot of AOR stuff, so it is definitely a genre I'll have to dive into a bit deeper. So thank you, Robbie, for your question. I'm sure there's some more here. Maybe not, actually. That could be it. I'm just going to quickly flick through these again, guys. Just talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, sorry, Linda Legg asked the same question as well about first concert. So I've answered that one. Christiana, Cloudy, Robinix. Yeah, so that is it. That is me answered all those questions. Thanks again, everyone, for taking time and asking me these kind of questions. I really appreciate it, and I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully you have too. And I have got an update coming, some CDs and some vinyl, so look out for that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.